Loving what you're watching? Don't miss a moment of Einstein's disease or any of your favorite Now Media TV shows, live or on demand, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Now Media TV app on Roku or iOS and enjoy instant access to our full lineup of bilingual programming in both English and Spanish. Prefer to listen on the go? Catch the podcast version of the show right on the Now Media TV website at www.nowmedia.tv. From business and breaking news to lifestyle, culture, and everything in between, Now Media TV is streaming 24/7, ready whenever you are. Welcome back to Einstein's disease. If you're just joining us, today we're sitting with Rickey Chavez, a real estate leader and Army veteran who's seen many different market shifts over his time. In the last segment, we explored a lot of pain points many buyers face today. And so before we get into solutions, were there any other challenges or issues that, Greg, you wanted to mention?
No, I think we did a great job in that first segment, Ken's, and we need to hear about some solutions for our listeners and viewers out there because it's a challenging market.
Absolutely. And so with that, Rickey, we were just talking about at the end of that last segment about sellers that want more for their home that they're putting on the market, or they expected more than what they were actually being offered or appraised for. And so how do you help your clients adjust expectations on either side of that coin, whether with selling their home or with buying a new one?
Well, let's talk about selling because right now everything's kind of flat. I mean, the houses are sitting on the market much longer. I mean, during COVID, I know we talked about that a little bit. I mean, houses, I had one house that had 120 offers on one house. I mean, it was just crazy, but also the interest rates were there. And now, in today's market, I mean, I think one of the challenges that the seller has is they feel like the market's the same, and it's not. The houses are not going into multiple offers. There are a few, but those houses, I mean, it's typically the backyard's immaculate. It has a pool, it has everything that people want. But the rest of the houses, I mean, we got to take a look at, okay, this is the value of the house. And a good thing is you can go online, and I use in Houston, I use Texas American Title. They have a calculator that can come up with a net sheet. Everybody's all about the bottom dollar, right? How do we get to the bottom dollar? So you can put in the numbers, move it around, and that manages the expectation for the seller. The seller knows worst scenario, if we sell it for this, plus the compensation for the buyer and sellers, any closing costs, possible repairs, what can we possibly come up with? And then they got at that point to see, okay, is it feasible? Does it make sense to sell? Right. The other piece is it's not like during COVID where you didn't have to do much to the house. I mean, the house could have a purple wall and you could sell it. Now you have to make sure that the appeal is out there for the buyer to see. The picture's got to be amazing. The outside, the curb appeal. You have to do all those. You might have to pressure wash the driveway, the house. There's all these extra things that you need to do. You need to make sure the house smells good. I mean, there's people that I've had situations where I've taken a buyer into a house and the people were just cooking and the whole house smelled like it. And sometimes the foods aren't the best smelling. So, I mean, you got to really take your time, be prepared for your house, make sure you understand the neighborhoods, maybe all the amenities, what's going on. That's how you present the house to the buyer. So for the sellers, and you got to do open houses, you got to have people come through, social media, all these things. But I think the biggest challenge out here is price. Everything else can be negotiated. Price is one that's a challenge for a lot of sellers. And they have to find the real estate professional that they trust, that
And
will tell them the truth and make sure they understand. I understand you've been here for 4 years and you bought it at this price, but when you bought it, this was the market. Now this is the market. I have that situation in one of my listings where they bought it for 725 and the base model now is 608. So I mean, that's emotional. and
Right.
nobody wants to lose money, right?
For
So,
sure.
so when you talk about that, and I think one of the things that when we introduced you at the beginning of the show, you have people that speak on your team. You comprise 7 different languages. The diversity in Houston is well known. It's the largest city in
Right?
America by square feet.
Sure.
So you've got a potential edge to a lot of others because you're meeting the seller where they are, meeting them maybe with their a little bit more on the cultural side, right?
Sure.
And that matters a lot. So spend a few minutes and tell us because you solved you may not get the seller might not be happy with the price they hear or happy with the price that somebody bids for their house. But talk to us a little bit about how you've been able to solve that problem of the cultural differences to be able to help those people that either got into the homes or now are in homes and they look at you as a real strong advocate for them because they see that you understand their culture. And that's really important in the diversity of Texas and really the growing diversity of America.
Well, I think the big thing, the number one step for me and my team is when we go in there, we want to get to know them. What are they trying to do? I mean, selling the house is not just that's not only the end game, but what do they want to do? Are they moving out of state? Are they moving to another house? Are they downsizing? Are they buying bigger? We need to make sure all of it fits in because, for example, if they're selling and buying, and maybe they want to buy a smaller house, we want to put this picture together so they understand that this is going to help them get to where they want and their end goal, right? Their end goal. And we also got to look at this. I use lenders a lot. My first license was a mortgage license, but I don't talk money because that is not my expertise now with all the changes. I make sure that I have a partner that is articulate, caring, and available so that when and I'll have put them on a speaker. We'll explain it to them, and we'll talk to the clients, and depending on what language. And then you have cultures that they like to negotiate no matter how good the deal is or how bad the deal is. We're negotiating. It doesn't matter, you know. So it's just I try to build a trust for my clients so they understand that what I'm telling them is just based on my experience out here and these years, and that ultimately I work for them because I might not tell them what they like. And I've had a client leave me because she got real mad at me and she didn't like the way the information I was given to her. And then a month and a half later, she comes back like, okay, I talked to this other guy. I like him even less, whatever. I mean, it's just the way it is. I'm here to help people accomplish whatever goal it is.
Yeah,
Maybe they like me,
absolutely.
maybe they don't. Usually, it always works out. I mean, I've had no bad reviews. It's just, I guess that's the military, right? I'm trying to pretty straight.
Absolutely. So, Kenzie, it sounds like from the solution standpoint, as we kind of look at this, um, the solutions are evolving not only because of interest rates and expectations, but it sounds to me like one of the things that our viewers and listeners should see here is that it's the partnership that Rickey's talking about. Because as he mentioned, there's a lot more houses on the market, they're staying on longer. So that transactional relationship is becoming I think you called it a dating relationship. It sounds like you're going on a few more dates with your sellers and your buyers than what you were back during COVID, Rickey. It was a kind of maybe 1 or 2 dates and done, and now you're forming relationships or your team's forming relationships versus what you did when the demand was much higher and interest rates were lower.
So my logo's, it's the Rickey Chavez team, but my moniker is still serving. We're here to serve. I tell my team if they're chasing money, they can't be on my team. I don't want anybody chasing money. You take care of people, money's going to come. Things will happen. You just got to have that reputation. That's kind of reputation we look for. So yes, I can tell you. I mean, my clients call me for the craziest things, right? And I'm available to them because it's an emotional time for them when they're selling their house, when they're buying a house, when they're moving out of city, when they start new jobs. So
Yeah,
we try to
no,
be
for sure.
as involved as possible.
Listen, we really appreciate you sharing these solutions with us in this block, Ricky. I think it's important for our listeners and viewers to understand that communication and partnership are extremely important. These are the biggest purchases most people make in their life, especially the first time through,
Sure.
um, because they haven't, as Kenzie talked about in the first segment, most people of the younger generation understand interest rates, what their credit card costs, or what their car loan is, or in some cases, what it is for their student loans. So we find ourselves in a position, you're educating them, you're becoming their partner, and we really look forward to hearing in the next block some of the other solutions that are become successful for your company and your team. And with that, we're going to cut away to our sponsors and to our millions of viewers out there. We'll be back shortly. Thank you very much.